But if you're wearing a thong whilst riding a horse, you know.
We did it. We got 3-1.
I'm terrible at this, by the way. So
am I. We're
no
in this
shame.
together. I do not play charades. So, okay.
For this reason.
Wait.
TV. First word. One word. First syllable. Wave. Over. Up. Dive. Jump. Dolphin.
Okay, wait.
Us. TV. Us TV. You and me on TV. Wait, is it Bridgerton? Is that a bridge?
I was trying to do a bridge.
It was great.
Okay. We did it. We got 3-1.
Okay, TV show. One word. 2 syllables. Light. Off. Off. On. Off.
No, I think she can get it.
Pen. Hold up.
Yes!
I literally can't believe it.
Thank God. I was trying to do pole dancing with the flipping pen. You
That's
got
incredible.
it. Oh, well done. Well done. Okay. 2 words. First word. Two. Should I know what it is? Is this obvious? What's the reveal?
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Peaky Blinders. Oh, that was good. TV show. 2 words. Second word. First syllable. Person. Me. Self. Second syllable. There's self. Mr. Selfridge.
Yes. Film. 2 words. Crying. Cry. Tears. Tear. Sad. Very sad.
It's Les Miserables.
Oh, for crying out loud. I'm crap at this.
All of the same
You were
phrases.
good.
Bridgerton is a creamy, delicious, romantic treat with all the delicious chocolate bits on top.
I'm sure Reggae did because he was he's playing someone that boxes, but Daphne sits on her ass all day. Sorry. So yeah, I didn't really do much. Really.
Oh, rub it in, why don't you? I just woke up like this. This is just what I got going on. I made no effort.
I wore a modesty pouch, which, had a mind of its own. So, combination. But, obviously, that's not the right answer. The right answer is that, yes, you're always supposed to have a modesty pouch and there's 3 boundary rules. So we felt incredibly safe. I'd finished the job about 4 months before starting. And then I just went on a bit of a travel around the world. And I just ate burgers and just had a really great time. So the only thing I thought with Anthony is that because he's so clearly incredibly anxious and struggling, I wanted him to be, I wanted him to sort of look like he just drank loads of wine and had 1 meal a day. So I did a lot of exercise to try and to get him into the sort of gaunt, wiry Renaissance man that I thought he was. But yeah, so other than that, no, it was all in the undressing, yeah.
You'd hope so.
Yeah. I know the exact scene you're talking about, and let's say it was one of the harder night shoots.
See, I was thinking of a whole other scene. I was like, there are wonders you can do
were?
in post-production where it looks like a sunny day and it ain't a sunny day. It's a cold, drizzly day in the north of England.
Yeah, pretty tricky. I mean, we were getting to grips with nature on that first day, and I think that was the second day filming, and we had to, you know, hit the bottom running. But yeah, up against the tree, it was wild.
I mean, I think intimacy scenes are never easy to shoot. There's quite a lot of aspects that you don't really think about when you watch them that aren't easy, and it's not, you know, when you watch it, it's a very different experience to actually doing them. But we were so lucky. We had an amazing intimacy coordinator, which, to be honest, I'm so shocked is a new thing, because it really, really helps. You know, you get to rehearse, you get to block all these scenes like they are, you know, a stunt. So we knew exactly what we were doing going into shooting every scene. I knew when he was going to put my hand where. And so we both just felt really comfortable, I think, when we eventually did get to shoot them.
I like the stuff that's just slightly surreal. There are a lot of carriage scenes where you'd think that you're out in the streets being pulled by horses, and actually you're on a green screen with like 4 grips just kind of shoving the carriage to rockets that looks like there are horses, which I always found incredibly surreal and very hard to kind of hold a serious face. And I know that Pete's at the back going, you know.
I think the horseback riding was just ridiculous. I loved it so much, and me and Phoebe really took it seriously in our Renaissance boot camp. And we had some really, really, really great rides together. But then when it came on set, that first scene in episode 1, the director quite optimistically was like, okay, so it's a 3-page scene. We thought we'd maybe just canter in, get to that tree, maybe a little rising trot around there, stop, maybe look left, look right, then reverse, and then gallop off. And we were like, yeah, no probs. And of course, as they said action, and literally the horses went backwards. I mean, the horses went in ways that I didn't know they could. I felt like an Olympian doing dressage. And we were crying with laughter because it was quite early on in filming. And of course, as an actor, you don't want to hold up the crew ever. And so we were just sort of boring into each other's eyes, just trying to get the lines out as we were being sort of tussled around Richmond Park. So yeah, that was an absolute highlight for both me and Phoebe.
Do you know what I thought of the other day, Nicola? Nicola's got an incredible skill of napping. Like, no matter how tight her corset is, you know, like, she can nap, and it's really great. She's very wise. But one time you had these like white tights on, and do you remember, Nicola, they suddenly got low and it looked like your crotch was like literally next to your knees?
Yeah.
I've got a photo of you on my phone of that.
Because you can't bend down and pull up your own tights because you're completely constrained from here to over your hips. So you just can't bend over. You're just like sort of a weird wooden doll. We were crap and didn't do a single prank on set. So if we get a second series, that's going to be our main objective off screen, is to start pranking people.
I had infinite amounts of training and therefore no injuries, because that's why you train. They kind of went full Rocky on me. I was up 5 a.m. every morning. I was running to the gym. I had a man scream things at me for an hour. I came home, I took a shower, had a little cry, went to set. The worst had happened. The rest of the day was going to be great. So loads of training, but also there were some of the most fun days that we had on set. Martins and I got super close through that. Johnny and I had a good time in the boxing ring, which is a spoiler, and it was just good fun. You know, it was a bunch of guys just swinging punches at each other. That's the entire inner life of these overly masculine men, and then we all grow and learn from it. We
had the amazing fight coordinator called Brian Nichols. He was amazing, and you know, for me, I'm a lover, not a fighter, so I think I just tried to sort of like work it as some sort of choreography. And I did actually request to have as minimal fighting training as possible, because I find that real masculine environment quite stressful. But yeah, it was great. And he was so good at just like making sure everything was like on point. And we had amazing stunt guys as well who stepped in when they needed to. And I think for me, probably stepped in more than for reggae. Well, Anthony doesn't dance yet. So I wasn't allowed to be I mean, I would have loved it to be in those dance classes, but the choreographer Jack Murphy had this amazing team of dancers who are the ones that you see in all the balls doing the amazing choreography. And I sort of knew some of them because they've worked in theatre and they're great. But in between takes, they'd keep everyone going, and they'd go in and they'd like pass the moves to a beat, and everyone beat. And so I didn't dance on camera, but as soon as they said cut, I'd run over and be like, pass the wave. Really enjoyed it.
They're not so much uncomfortable because our corsets were made by Mr. Pearl, and he is the best corset maker in the world. He did Kim Kardashian's at the Met Gala and Dita Von Teese. So they are like contour to your body, but it's just the sheer amount of time that it takes to film during a day that you're wearing them, that by the time you take it off, Claudia and I were saying it's like taking off a bra times 1,000, like that sense of relief, because all your ribs just, you know, contract. You're like, oh my God, it's incredible.
So nice. Such a nice feeling. And taking off the wigs is quite satisfying as well, getting those off.
You just sort of look like a weird snake woman underneath because you've got loads of wig glue here and then your hair's all wet down. So it's not the best look, I would say.
The only thing that was kind of uncomfortable is I had to wear a dance belt because I was wearing white trousers, which I think can be quite unforgiving. So the dance belt was kind of like a thong. And that took a while to get used to. And if you're wearing a thong whilst riding a horse, you know. But yeah, other than that, it's actually kind of really, it's like really posturing, and you kind of feel great in that sort of tailoring. So, you know, I think that's something maybe we can bring forward into 2020 to get those britches back. Britches back, baby.
We had historians, we had a beautiful like voice coach with us as well that would support us, like to maybe like if I slipped and said like bath or past, maybe if a tiny bit of Brummy started to slip out. Penelope and Eloise as well, they unsubscribe slightly to the main etiquette, I think. So it's quite interesting to learn it and to find your own way out of it a little bit. It's exciting.
I think he's so troubled and didn't shy away from making him unlikable in the way that he treats people. So hopefully, you know, I want to see him, you know, hopefully find some sort of happiness, but also begin to ideally have the space to be able to work out who he is, because I think that's something that the 19th century and the way of telling these stories in that really rigid society shows that there's no moment that these characters can have. There's no moment that Daphne can actually think about who she might want to be with, and the pressure and the expectation on status and the need to be with someone. I hope for all of them, they have their moment to work it out, and they can hopefully find some sort of happiness. It'd be nice to see Anthony smile a bit more.